Whew, another day of training these students out the way. If only Amari were here to see how much I've accomplished since he's been gone for the past 7 months.
I know, right? I've been starting to miss having him around. I can tell him and Olivia have really been enjoying their trip.
You know, Lavina, I was on a FaceTime call with him the other day, and he's actually having a blast on his first time staying in China. He also told me that him, Olivia, and Brandon have also made a lot of amazing friends.
Yo, you just reminded me of something, Yansa. I remember seeing the live stream where he sparred with a young girl who's around our age named Rosella.
Yeah. It started bringing in a lot more attraction for her best friend's gym. Even Miyuji, who is Huohuo's mascot, in case you didn't know, showed up. Although it was actually for a different reason. And get this! Apparently, Rosella's the avatar of Xbalanque, the god of fire.
Hold on. You're starting to lose me, Yansa. The Xbalanque in our Mayan mythology is actually a moon god. There's no way the Genshin version is an actual person.
I was thinking the same exact thing since I've seen that version of him in Smite. He didn't say much about his story, but apparently he happens to share the same name as him somehow. He lives in a small Mayan town in Mexico called El Condor, by the way.
Wait, for real? I did some research on Google and it says that the Mayan god of fire's name is Tohil. I'll have to ask Chak about this one day. Oh, speaking of which, Yansa, you should make a Discord server for you and Amari to connect with your Yoruba culture.
Oh, you're right! This will also be a good opportunity to get to know his new friends a lot better. It's also been a while since I last spoke with Oya and Olarun. I'll be sure to give them a call tonight and let them know about it. By the way, you should also do the same since we also know a lot of Mayan people, including my boyfriend, although he's half Mexican and Eritrean. Hey! You should invite Rosella so the two of you can get to know each other since you're both Mayan avatars.
Oh, that's a bet! That's one of the first things I'm gonna do when I start it up. I'm really looking forward to meeting her as well as her friends.
Oh, and speaking of my boyfriend, he invited us and a couple friends of his to have Eritrean food at his place. You free to join?
Sure, I don't have any plans for today, so I'm down. Plus, one of my clients is sick, so he won't be able to make it to the gym today.
Awesome! I'll let him know that we just finished our martial arts training session and we'll be on our way soon. Also, I hope your client feels better soon.
Oh, it's nothing too serious. He just caught a cold recently. He should be back to normal around a couple days from now.
Oh, well, that's a relief then. Now that I think about it, isn't he Mayan too?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I remember him telling me that his family came from that small town we were just talking about. Also, there's something about his aura that feels so familiar.
I know exactly what you mean, Lavina. You should send him an invite to your server when you get home tonight. I'll do the exact same for Amari, Oya, and Olarun when I start up ours. I'm really looking forward to seeing how far this takes us.
Hey there, fine ladies.
Not this shit again.
We noticed y'all from a distance and my boy and I were both wondering if we could get y'all number. Maybe we could stop by somewhere to grab something to eat one day. Oh, my bad for not introducing myself. I'm Devante and this is my homeboy Derek.
First off, it's nice to meet the two of you. And also, I apologize, but I already have a boyfriend, so we'll be going now.
We weren't asking if y'all are taken, although that's probably cap. We just want to take y'all out.
Huh? But I'm actually telling the truth.
And how do we know that you ain't using that as an excuse to get yourself out of this situation?
I can tell that you work out, Devante. If you ever come to the gym that I work at, there's a good chance that you'll see us together.
Listen here, you thirsty fuckboys. Even if she wasn't taken, she still wouldn't be interested in the two of y'all. Especially this motherfucker on the right who looks like a pothead that doesn't have his shit together.
Damn, it's like that? I was actually planning on asking you out, but you remind me of one of those friends that always step into cockblock. Come to think of it, you look kind of familiar. I feel like I've seen you around before.
I think I know exactly what you mean, Derek. She that one trainer with the fake-ass anime titties that be constantly popping up all over my TikTok? I remember her name being Lavina.
Excuse me? Is your respect for women really that low? You know, I'm really close to beating the shit out of you for that comment.
Oh, better yet, she reminds me of a skinny version of that one Genshin character who just came out 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit, I understand it now. And we don't gotta say who her friend looked like.
Well, if you must know, Lethal Shooter, Ian-san's name is based off the Yoruba god Oya, who I happen to be the avatar of.
Huh? As in The Last Airbender? I remember watching that show back in elementary school.
Knowing y'all, you'd be surprised. But it actually has a different meaning.
And that meaning is something you douchebags are gonna wish you never came across if you don't leave us alone. I'm the avatar of Chalk, the Mayan god of rain, so you don't want to underestimate me either.
Man, we ain't scared of you fake-ass avatars from the Thunder Nation or wherever the fuck y'all came from.
Hey, y'all too. I'ma need you to stop right there. It's clear that these kind people really don't want anything to do with y'all. So if I were you, I would respect their privacy.
Huh? Where the fuck did this lil nigga come from?
Also, has yo parents ever told you to mind your own business? Either way, you just made the biggest mistake of your life coming across us.
Is that so? Well then, I'll allow y'all to enlighten me.
You sure about that? You know this ain't the anime world where the main character gets away with plot, kid. But if you wish to mindlessly risk your life, then be our guest. Huh? Is our aim really as bad as Ben Simmons? Or is this nigga just too fast for us?
Don't worry, Devante, I got you.
If you ask me, it's actually the other way around. By the way, Lavina tried to warn y'all what would happen. I would have taken her advice if I were you.
I agree with my fellow African. Now, I'ma need you to listen to what I'm about to say. First off, I'm actually older than I look to y'all. Although I may not be the tallest, I have my own ways of making up for it.
Just who the fuck are you? How is someone like you able to defeat us so easily?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Devante. Allow me to introduce myself, everyone. My name is Ermias. I'm the Eritrean avatar of Huohuo, the god of nature.
Hold on. Nipsey Hussle got the same exact name as you. Rest in peace to him, by the way. Also, how many fucking avatars are there? And let me guess, is there also a hood avatar that RDC made up?
A lot more than you can think of, my friend. For example, I have a cousin named Amari, who's the avatar of Oleron, the ruler of the heavens. He also has a friend that's been living in China who is apparently Sibalanke's avatar.
Hold up. That nigga actually exist? And are we even talking about the same person right now?
That ain't important. I got one last thing that I need to make clear. From here on out, I better not catch you bitch-ass niggas bothering these two ever again. Or else I'ma come back at y'all even worse.
We understand, lil bro. We won't bother y'all ever again.
Also, if y'all two ever think about making another perverted comment if we happen to cross paths again, I'll really make sure that you regret ever coming across us.
Heh heh. I can assure you that you won't ever need to worry about that again, I mean, Lavina. Let's make a run for it before she starts crashing out at us again, Devante.
I was just thinking the same exact thing as you, Derek. You know what they say. The short ones are always the crazy. Actually, you know what? Let's just go.
Those douchebags better run.
Are y'all two alright? I'm glad I came at the perfect time.
Yeah, we're good. Even though we could have easily handled them on our own, thanks for making the situation a lot easier for us.
It's no problem, really. Also, I can tell that your friend Lavina would have taken things out of hand if it wasn't for me showing up. But it's a relief that it hasn't gotten to that point. By the way, Yansa, I'm a friend of your boyfriend Adam. I was actually on the way to Whole Foods and Cafe Eritrea to grab some injera since he called me to grab a few things for him before him and my sister waiting for me at his crib start cooking. Good thing I managed to run into y'all since it'll make the trip more interesting.
By the way, Ermias, I believe your name was. My cousin Amari, who I mentioned earlier, is also half Eritrean. I know he'll be looking forward to meeting you since the two of y'all are avatars from the same country.
I remember Adam showing me some of his videos on TikTok. From what I've heard, he's also the owner of this family martial arts gym. I also recall you mentioning that he's Oleron's avatar. I remember seeing him as a playable character in Smite, when a friend of mine recommended me to try that game out with her once for a live stream we did on her channel not too long ago.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he isn't in the area, but I'll invite you to our Yoruba Discord server for the time being, so the two of you can get to know each other.
That's a bet. I'll be looking forward to it whenever that day comes.
By the way, Lavina here is Chak's avatar, who's also a playable character in that game.
I don't mean to sound rude, but I don't think I ever came across him during our session.
Oh, well that's understandable since you didn't play it for that long. So you don't need to worry, Ermias. Especially since a lot more people are playing League of Legends. Speaking of which, what role do you normally play?
Well, majority of the time I'm ADC, but I can also play mid a little bit. That's actually how I came across Shivalanke, who looks a lot different in this game.
Yeah, that's actually how he's portrayed in our Mayan mythology. But we should save this conversation for when we meet up with the rest.
Yeah, you're right. By the way, I was just about to grab a smoothie from the main squeeze first before they close in about 30 minutes from now if y'all want to join.
Sure. Lavina and I typically make our own smoothies at home, but since we don't want to keep everyone waiting, we can go for one right now.
All right, that sounds good then. By the way, my car is parked in the garage next to Trader Joe's. I recently got a call from Adam as I was on the way back from my walk.
Luckily, my car is nearby, so I can just give us a ride there. We should head there now since I wouldn't want to keep them waiting for much longer.
It's been a while since I texted Yansa and Hermias. I wonder what's holding them.
I just texted Hermias, and he told me that he apparently ran into her and her friend. He helped them solve an altercation they got into with two assholes who were hitting on them, which took up some of their time.
Hold up, for real? Well, good thing they're safe at least. Those two niggas are lucky I wasn't there, or else I would have really shown them no mercy. I'm just grateful that Hermias came at the right moment, which made things a lot easier for me. I know Yansa and Lavina can obviously handle themselves, since they're both avatars as well. But if there's two things Hermias has always been skilled at, it's being a peacemaker, and given his enemies a reason to start fearing him.
Well, that's my brother for you. He was chosen by Hiwot for a reason. Speaking of which, it's a shame that Ignacio couldn't join us, since he has a cold from what Hermias tells me.
Yeah, that has to really suck for him. Also, Lavina has been training him at this gym that I've been going to for the past few months. I was thinking you could join and ask her to train you as well, since Hermias and I see you watching her tutorials on YouTube and TikTok from time to time.
I was already planning on asking her about it when we meet with her and your girlfriend.
Awesome. I can assure you that you won't regret signing up for it since it's a much better environment compared to 24-hour fitness. Plus, Lavina and Yansa are one of the most experienced trainers that I know so far. Speaking of which, that must be them. I'll go get that real quick while you get started.
Yo, was good, my bro Adam. We got the ingredients like you and Delina asked.
Also, we stopped by to grab a smoothie from the main squeeze, which is one of the reasons why it took a bit longer than expected.
We were also unfortunate to encounter two YNs which held us even more.
Yeah, Hermias texted his sister Delina about it earlier. Also, y'all three came at a good time, so you don't need to worry.
About that, we happened to run into a surprise guest along the way.
Hello there. My name is Hikari. I'm a good friend of Ignacio, whose spot I offered to take since he's sick at the moment, which explains my sudden appearance. It's nice to meet you, Adam.
You must be the best soccer player from Oakland High. Yansa told me a lot about you. I've also seen Lavina around the gym training you a few times.
Yeah, she started coming to our gym around the same time as him. Also, she happens to be an avatar like the four of us.
If I had to guess, it would have to be Raiden, since you and the Genshin version resemble each other a bit.
Heh. You're close, but unfortunately that isn't it. That's still a good guess, though. I'm actually the avatar chosen by Susano, the god of the summer storm.
For real? I was about to say a Naruto reference, but I remember seeing that nigga in Smite, when a friend of mine from the 24-hour fitness I used to go to invited me to try it out with him and his twin sister.
You must be referring to Maria and Sergio. Maria is actually one of my best friends, by the way. I'll introduce the two of you to them one day, Yansa and Lavina. Anyways, we should continue our conversation inside since Adam needs to help Delina cook dinner.
Hey sis, we're back with the ingredients. Sorry you guys had to wait for this long.
As I said on the phone, you're fine, Hermias. All that matters is that no one got hurt.
Yeah, good thing those two niggas had Ben Simmons aim against me. They also would have had to go through two of our lightning speed avatar friends either way, which would have been as much of a nightmare for them, even if I hadn't showed up.
By the way, Delina, this is my girlfriend I've been telling you about that I met at this new gym I've been going to.
Hello there. My name is Yansa. I have an older cousin named Amari, who's the current owner of our family martial arts gym, that's also Eritrean, who I know will get along really well with the three of you. It's nice to meet you, Delina. Also, this is my best friend Lavina, who I'm sure you've most likely heard of by now.
Hey there! I'm Ignacio's trainer. He told me that he's currently under the weather, so he won't be able to make it, which is unfortunate. But we managed to run into a friend of his who was nice enough to take his spot. I also happen to be her trainer as well.
You must be Hikari. I remember Ignacio mentioning you once when him and his girlfriend invited me and Hermias to see a movie with them a couple years ago.
Now that you mention it, it's been a hot minute since I last spoke with Rosella. I'll be sure to give her a call on Discord when I get home.
I'm already planning on inviting her to the Discord server I'm starting up when I get home. Also, did you just say that Rosella is Ignacio's girlfriend?
Yeah, surprisingly she is. He usually don't like to talk about it since maintaining a long-term relationship without seeing each other in person for this long has been really difficult on him. He's also worried that people might think differently of him since they might assume that he's a simp for believing that their relationship is gonna work, while she actually cheats on him behind his back with some Asian niggas. But if you ask me, I know him well enough to the point where this comes from the trauma with him having to deal with his brother's beef towards him for as long as I can remember.
Damn, I had no idea that's what he goes through behind closed doors. Whenever I see him, he's usually really cheerful and energetic to the point where you would think he's the avatar of Sibalanke. I know what you want to say, Yansa, but we should save this story for a different day.
I also heard that you're the best player on Oakland High's soccer team. If you end up going pro, perhaps you could be the next Damian Lillard, since he used to go to that school before he went to the NBA.
Speaking of which, I actually met him once when he came to visit our school when he had a game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Lavina was also kind enough to offer me and Ignacio tickets to the Warriors and Bucks game 3 weeks ago, since a lot of her friends were really busy that day.
It was unfortunate that Steph Curry wasn't able to play since he needed to rest that night. But it was still a good win, regardless, since we have Jimmy Butler to help relieve some weight from him.
Hold on, you actually paid for those tickets? Was this game not that expensive?
It wasn't that much of a problem for me since I get paid well from my job, plus TikTok and YouTube videos. I decided to make it into a birthday gift for them, which is really close to each other.
That's really sweet of you. By the way, I was wondering if you could also train me, since your videos are really inspiring.
Oh, sure thing, Delina. I can set up a good time for us to schedule our sessions.
Before y'all do that, I think you should help Adam in the kitchen since I noticed that he got started a while ago.
Oh shit, you're right. I almost forgot completely since I got distracted with our conversation.
No worries. We can pick this back up when the two of you are done.
By the way, the Warriors and Phoenix Suns game is on if y'all are down to watch that in the meantime.
Oh, I was just about to say the same exact thing. We should start it up right now.
Alright, that's a bet. The Warriors have been doing really well ever since they got Jimmy Butler. I don't know if it's enough for them to be the same championship contending team this year that they used to be, but I know for a fact that they're still good enough to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with you since they haven't been the same ever since the Draymond and Jordan Poole incident 2.5 years ago. All we can do is hope that this year will be something different.